Hello my dear students, my name is Hanuman Ladwa. Welcome to Vision Academy. In this video we are going to solve Karnataka State SSLC exercise 8.1 or CBSE class 10 exercise 1.1. Question number 1. Use Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of Roman number 1, 135 and 225. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Here in the question they have given use Euclid's division algorithm. So what is Euclid's division algorithm? So here Euclid's division algorithm gives us dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now let us take here dividend as A and divisor as B into Q is quotient plus R is the remainder. Now let us take here A is equal to 225 and B is equal to 135 as divisor, as 225 is greater than 135. So now let us divide 225 by 135. So let us take 225 as dividend and 135 as divisor. So 35 ones are 135 and here we'll write 5 minus 5 is 0. Next take carry, 12 minus 3 gives us 90. That is 9. 2 minus 2 is 0. So this gives us 90. And let us consider this 90 as divisor and this will become dividend. So that is 135. So let us write here 90 ones are 90. Here 5 minus 0 is 5. Let us take carry, 13 minus 9 gives us 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. So now let us take this 45 as divisor and 90 as dividend. 45 2s are 90. So 90 minus 90 gives us 0. So here the remainder is 0. The same can be written here as Euclid's division lemma. A is 225 is equal to B is 135 divisor into the quotient is 1 plus remainder is 90. Similarly, in the second step, we can write 135 as dividend, 90 as divisor into 1 is quotient and remainder is plus 45. And in the third step, we are going to write 90 is equal to, here 90 is dividend and divisor is 45 into quotient is 2 plus remainder is 0. Here we'll write the HCF of number 135 and 225 gives us 45 because the last divisor what we get is the HCF of the given number. Here this 45 is the HCF. Therefore we can write HCF of 135 and 225 is 45. Now let us move on to Roman number 2, 196 and 38,220. Here 38,220 is greater than 196. So hence we are going to take 196 as divisor and 38,220 as dividend. So here as per Euclid's lemma we can write dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So here let us take dividend as A is equal to divisor is B into Q is quotient plus R is the remainder. Now here we will take A is equal to 38,220 and B is equal to 196. Now let us divide 38,220 by 196. So let us write here 38,220. So divide this by 196. So 196 ones are 196. Here we'll write 196 and let us subtract this 196 from 382. So let us take carry. 12 minus 6 gives us 6. Next again take carry. 18 minus 10 gives us 8. 3 minus 2 gives us 1. So here 186 is less than 196. Let us bring down this 2 here. So it will become 1862. Now 196 nines are 1764. Now let us subtract this one from 1862. So that is, let us take carry. So 12 minus 4. This gives us 8. Next, let us take carry. 16 minus 7 gives us 9. And here, let us take, no need of taking carry. 8 minus 8 is 0. 1 minus 1 is also 0. Now 98 is less than 196. Now bring this 0 down here. So now it will become 980. 196 5s are 980. So here 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 8 is 0. 9 minus 9 is also 0. So here the remainder is 0. So as per Euclid's lemma, we can write here A is 38,220 is equal to divisor is 196 into quotient is 195 plus remainder is 0. Now here the divisor 196 will become the HCF. So therefore we can write HCF of 196 and 38,220 is 196. Now let us move on to Roman number 3. Here 867 is greater than 255. Let us write Euclid's division lemma, that is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now let us take dividend as A is equal to divisor is B into Q is quotient plus R is remainder. Now let us take here A is equal to 867 and B is equal to 255. So here divisor is 255 and dividend is 867. Now let us divide 867 by 255. 255 threes are. Let us write 765. Let us subtract 7 minus 5 gives us 2. 6 minus 6 is 0. 8 minus 7 gives us 1. So here 102 is acting as a divisor and this 255 is acting as a dividend. Now let us divide 255 by 102. So here 102 twos are. So it will become 204. So now subtract it. 5 minus 4 gives us 1. 5 minus 0 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. Now let us take this 51 as divisor and this 102 as dividend. So let us take 102 and let us write here quotient. So that is 51 twos are 102. So here the remainder will become 0. So let us write step by step using Euclid's lemma. In the first step, let us take here A is 867 is equal to B is 255 into the quotient is 3 plus remainder was 102. In the second step, 255 was the dividend and 102 was the quotient, that is divisor, into quotient was 2 plus remainder was 51. In the next third step, here 102 was the dividend and 51 was the divisor, into 2 was the quotient plus remainder is 0. Here the last divisor was 51. So therefore the 51 is the HCF. Therefore we can write HCF of 867 and 255 is 51. Question number 2. Show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5 where q is some integer. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Now let us take here, let a be a positive odd integer. Here we apply the division algorithm with a, that is dividend, and divisor b is equal to 6, because here they have given in the question as 6q plus 1. So 6 is the divisor, q is the quotient, plus 1 is the remainder. Here similarly 6 is the divisor, q is the quotient, 3 is the remainder, q is quotient and 5 is the remainder. Here we will write as per Euclid's division lemma, we can write a is equal to b into q plus r is the remainder. So let us now write the possible values. So here we'll write where 0 is less than or equal to remainder which is less than 6. Now we'll write the possible values. Values of remainders are, we can write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, because 0 to 5 there are total 6 remainders. Now we can write when remainder r is equal to 0, we can substitute in this particular formula. So in this particular formula we can write, so it is 6q plus the remainder is 0. So this gives us 6q and this is even because it is exactly divisible without any remainder. Once the remainder is 0, then it is even. Next we'll write when r is equal to 1. So let us substitute the next number, r is equal to 1. Here 6q plus 1. So this gives us 6q plus 1 only. So here this is odd because we are going to get 1 as remainder. So 1 is odd number. Next we'll substitute when r is equal to 2, that is 6q plus 2. Here this is even. Now we'll write when r is equal to 3. Here 6q plus 3. So this one will become again odd. When r is equal to 4, it will become 6q plus 4. So this one will become even. Next when r is equal to 5, here we can write 6q plus r value is 5. Again this one will become odd. So here in the question they have given like 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. Here we'll write since a is odd, a cannot be 6q and a cannot be 6q plus 2 and A cannot be 6q plus 4. Here we can write, therefore any odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, or it can be 6q plus 3, or it can be 6q plus 5. Question number 3. An army contingent of 616 members is to march behind an army band of 32 members in a parade. The two groups are to march in the same number of columns. What is the maximum number of columns in which they can march? Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Here in the question they have given two groups are to be marched in the same number of columns. So to find the same number of columns or row, we have to find the HCF of 616 and 32. So let us consider here, let A is equal to 616 because 616 is greater than 32. So now we'll write here, and B is equal to 32. So according to Euclid's division lemma, we can write that here we'll write dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Here dividend can be written as A and divisor is B into quotient is Q plus remainder is R. Now let us divide 616 by 32. Here we will write 616 and divide this one by 32. Let us write 32 ones. Here we will write 32, and now let us subtract 32 from 61. So here we will take carry 1. So 11 minus 2 gives us 9. 6 minus 4 gives us 2. That is 29, which is less than 32. So bring this 6 down here. Now it will become 296. Here 32 9s are 288. Now let us subtract this one. Here we will subtract. Let us take carry 16 minus 8 gives us 8. 9 minus 9 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. Now let us consider this 8 as divisor and this 32 as dividend. Divide this 32 by 8. So 8, how much are 32? 8 4s are 32. So 32 minus 32 gives us remainder 0. Here we'll substitute the same in Euclid's division lemma. In the first step, you can see here the dividend is 616. We'll write 616 is equal to B is the divisor, that is 32, into quotient is 19 plus remainder was 296. Now we'll go for second step. Here in a second step, the dividend was 32 is equal to, next divisor was 8 into, next quotient was 4 plus, and remainder was 0. Here the last divisor, that is 8. Here this 8 is called as HCF. Now we can write last remainder is 0, last divisor is 8. So therefore we can write HCF of 616 and 32 is equal to 8. Now we can say therefore they can march in 8 columns. Question number 4. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that the square of any positive integer is either of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 for some integer m. Hint, let x be any positive integer, then it is the form 3q, 3q plus 1 or 3q plus 2. Now square each of these and show that they can be rewritten in the form 3m or 3m plus 1. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Let us take, let a be any positive integer and b is equal to 3, because here it is already 3, that is divisor is 3. Now using Euclid's division lemma, we can write a is equal to b into q plus r. Here we can substitute the value of b, that is 3. Here we can write a is equal to b is 3 into q plus r, where 0 is less than or equal to remainder is less than 3, because b value is 3. Now suppose if I say when r is equal to 0, because we are going to get the values of remainder as 0, 1, 2, because there are 3 values, that is r is less than 3. Here we can say r is equal to 0. When r is equal to 0, we will get a is equal to 3q plus 0. So this gives us a is equal to 3q. Now let us square on both the sides. So here we'll square on both of these two sides. So here this gives us a square is equal to 3 3s are 9q square. Now let us take common out of this. Here we'll write a square is equal to 3 is common. So 3 how much are 9? 3 3s are 9 and q square as it is inside the bracket. Now we'll say let m is equal to 3q. Here we'll write a square is equal to 3, we are going to write as it is, and 3q square is what? M. So here we'll write 3m. Now let us move on to the next one. When r is equal to 1, so this gives us a is equal to 3q plus 1. Now let us square on both the sides. So here we'll write a square is equal to 3q plus 1 whole square. So this gives us a square is equal to, so this is in the form of a plus b whole square. So we can write this one in the form of a plus b whole square. So this is because a plus b whole square can be expanded as a square plus 2ab plus b square. So let us expand this one in the same formula. So here we'll write 3q square plus 2ab, that is 2 into 3q into 1. So 2 3s are 6q into 1 is 6q plus b square is 1 square. 1 square is 1. Now let us further simplify this one as 3 3s are 9q square plus 6q plus 1. If I consider both of these two terms, let us take common out of this. So here we'll write a square is equal to, let us take 3 as common. 3 how much are 9? 3 3s are 9 and q square left inside of the bracket plus 3 how much are 6? 3 2s are 6, that is 2q, and here we'll write plus 1 as it is. Now let us write let m is equal to 3q square plus 2q. Here we can write a square is equal to 3 as it is. When r is equal to 2, we will get a is equal to 3q plus 2. Now let us square on both the sides. Here we'll write a square is equal to 3q plus 2 whole square. So this is also in the form of a plus b whole square. So which is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this gives us a square is equal to, here we can write this one as 3q whole square plus 2 into 3q into 2. So that is 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12 q plus 2 2s are 4, that is b square. Now let us further simplify. A square is equal to 3 3s are 9 q square plus 12q plus, here 4 can be written as 3 plus 1. Now let us take out common from these three terms. We'll write a square is equal to, let us take 3 as common. So 3 how much are 9? 3 3s are 9. So that is 3q square inside of the bracket plus 3 how much are 12? 3 4s are 12. That is 4q we can write. Next plus 3 1s are 3 and outside this bracket 1, this one as it is. Now let us take, let m is equal to, inside of the bracket whatever we have written here we'll assign to m. So that is 3q square plus 4q plus 1. Here we can write a square is equal to 3 into, so this expression is replaced by m, that is 3m plus this one as it is. So here we'll write 3m plus 1. Now we can write, therefore square of any positive integer is either of the form 3m or 3m plus 1. Let us continue with question number 5. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Here we'll write, let a be any positive integer and b is equal to, here we'll write 3. Therefore by using Euclid's lemma, Euclid's division lemma, so that is a is equal to b into q plus r, where 0 is less than or equal to r, that is which is less than 3. So here r value, that is remainder, can be written as 0, 1 and 2, just because r is less than 3. So less than 3 is 2. So that is it starts from 0, 1 or 2. Therefore we can write, when r is equal to 0, then we can write this expression as a is equal to, b value is 3. So let us write 3q plus r is 0. So this gives us 3q. Next we need to go for cubing it. So here let us cube on both the sides. So here a is equal to 3q and cube on both the sides. Here we'll write cube and here also cube. So this gives us a cube is equal to, so 3 to the power 3. So 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27 cube. Now let us take here 9 as common term. A cube is equal to 9. 9 how much are 27? 9 3s are 27. So that is 9 3s are 27. So here inside the bracket we'll write 3q. Now we'll write, let m is equal to 3q. So this gives us a cube is equal to 9 and this 3q is replaced by m. So this gives us a cube is equal to 9m. When r is equal to 1, then a is equal to 3q plus 1, because remainder is 1. Now let us cube on both the sides. So here this gives us a cube is equal to 3q plus 1 whole cube. Here this is in the form of a plus b whole cube. Here because we can write here a plus b whole cube. Once we expand this one, we will get it as a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. So we have to expand this particular expression in this format. Now let us write here this is as a cube is equal to, that is a cube is 3q cube plus b cube is 1 cube plus 3 into a square is 3q square into b is 1 plus 3 into a is 3q, b square is 1 square. Now let us further simplify. A cube is equal to 3q cube gives us 27q cube plus 1 cube is 1, because once we multiply 1 3 times it gives us 1 only. 1 into 1 gives us 1. Next plus 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27q square into 1 is 27q square plus 3 3s are 9q, 9q into 1 square is 1, 1 into 9q is 9q only. Here let us take common as 9. So 9 how much are 27? 9 3s are 27. So we'll write here 3q square plus next we'll write this one as 9 3s are 27. Here this is q cube q square plus 9 1s are, so that is only q remains, and this plus we are going to write outside the bracket. Now let us take let m is equal to 3q cube plus 3q square plus q. Here we'll write a cube is equal to 9 and this expression is replaced with m. So m and this plus 1. When r is equal to 2, we get a is equal to 3q plus 2. Here let us take cube on both the sides. A cube is equal to 3q plus 2 whole cube. So again we are going to use this particular identity to expand this particular expression. So let us write a cube is equal to, here a cube is 3q cube plus b cube is 2 cube plus 3 into a square is 3q square into 2 as b plus 3 into a is 3q into b square is 2 square. Here let us further simplify this one. A cube is equal to 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27 q cube plus 2 to the power 3 is 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So 2 is to be multiplied thrice. So it is 8 plus, now we will consider this one, 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, 27 2s are 54 q square plus, here we'll write 3 3s are 9, 9 4s are 36 q. Now let us rearrange the terms. A cube is equal to 27 q cube plus we are going to write this one 54 q square plus 36 q plus 8. Next we'll take out common. A cube is equal to, here let us take out common as 9. 9 how much are 27? So 9 3s are 27. 9 how much are 54? 9 6s are 54 q square plus 9 4s are 36 q, and this plus 8 outside as it is. Now we'll take let m is equal to, inside of the bracket, that is 3q cube plus 6 square q square plus 4q. Now we'll write a cube is equal to 9 and replace this expression by m plus 8. So here you can see Therefore, we can write cube of any positive integer is of the form, first expression is 9m and the second one is 9m plus 1, or it may be 9m plus 8. Karnataka State SSLC exercise 8.2 or CBSE class 10 exercise 1.2. Question number 1. Express each number as a product of its prime factors. Roman number 1, 140. So here let us write first prime numbers that starts with first 2 and next is 3 and the next one is 5, because if I write here 4, so 4 is divisible by 2. Any number which is not divisible by the previous factors are called as prime numbers. So next, if I write 6, after 5 6 will come. If I write 6, 6 is divisible by both 2 and 3. So next 7, 7 is not divisible by 2, 3 and 5. So hence 7 is prime number. Next 8 is divisible by 2, it is not a prime number. 9 is divisible by 3, it is not a prime number. 10 is divisible by 5, then it is not a prime number. Next we'll write 11. 11 is not divisible by any of these prime factors. So hence 11 is prime number. Next 12 is divisible by both 2 and 3. So 12 is not a prime number. Next we'll write 13. So 13 is not divisible by any of these factors. Next we are going to write after 13 14 will come. 14 will be divided by 2 and 7. 14 is not a prime number. Next 15. 15 is divisible by both 3 and 5. It is not a prime number. Next we'll write 16. 16 is divisible by 2. Hence it is not a prime number. Next we'll write 17. 17 is not divisible by any of these factors. Hence 17 is a prime number. Next we'll write 18. 18 is divisible by 2. Hence it is not a prime number. Next we'll write 19. 19 is not divisible by any of these factors. So next let us continue with Roman number 1, that is 140. So let us divide 140 by the first prime factor 2, because it is ending in 0. So this particular number is either divisible by 5 or divisible by 2. So let us take the smallest prime factor. So that is 2 sevens are 14 and 2 70s are 140. So next again further divide this one by 2. So 2 3s are 6, 1 is remains. Next 2 5s are 10. Here 35 will come. Next it is not divisible by 3 and it is divisible by 5 because it is ending in 5. So let us say 5 7s are 35. So 7 is divisible by 7 only. So 7 1s are. Now you can see the prime factors 2, 2, 5, 7. So here 140 is equal to 2 into 2 into 5 into 7. So this gives us 140. Now let us move on to Roman number 2, that is 156. So 156, this number is ending in 6. So it is divisible by 2. So let us take the first least prime factor, prime number, that is 2. 2 7s are 14, 1 is left out, it will become 16. 2 8s are 16. Again divided by 2, 2 3s are 6. So carry 1, so it will become 2 9s are 18. So we got 39. So 39 is divisible by the next prime number 3. Here we'll write 3. So 3 1s are 3, 3s are 9. And next it is divisible by directly 13. So 13 1s are 13. So here we'll write 156 can be written as product of all these prime factors, that is 2 into 2 into 3 into 13. Now let us move on to Roman number 3, that is 3825 is given. It is ending in 5. So even though it is ending in 5, if we add all of these digits, so the sum of digits of the given number is divisible by 3. 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 8 is 15, 15 plus 3 is 18, 18 is divisible by 3. Let us divide this number by 3 first, the prime factor 3. So 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. So here 2 remains, it will become 22. 3 7s are 21, 1 remains, 3 5s are 15. Now again we are going to divide this one by 3, because here you can add 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, 15 is divisible by 3. 3 4s are 12, 3 2s are 6, 1 remains, it will become 15. So 3 5s are 15. So if I consider 425, so sum of these 3 digits gives me 11. So 11 cannot be divided by 3. So let us take the next prime number, that is 5. Because it is ending in 5, it is divisible by 5. So 5 8s are 40, 5 5s are 25. So again divide this by 5. So 5 1s are 5, 3 remains, 3 35. So 5, how much are 35? 5 7s are 35. Next we will take up 17 cannot be divided by any of these numbers. 17 can be divided by 17, 17 1s are. So now this 3825 can be written as product of 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 17. Now let us move on to Roman number 4, that is 5005. So let us write 5005 and divide this number by 5, because this number is ending in 5. Here we'll write 5 100s are 500 and 5 1s are 5. Next let us take the next number, divide this one by 7. 7 1s are 7, so 3 remains, it will become 30. So 7 4s are 28, so 2 remains, so 21. So 7 3s are 21. Now let us take 11. 11 1s are 11, we remain with 3, that is it will become 33. 11 3s are 33, and this one can be divided by 13. 13 1s are 13. Here therefore we can write 5005 is equal to 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. Now let us move on to the fifth one, 7429. Let us divide this 7429 by 17, because I've tried all of these prime numbers and it is directly divisible by 17. So here we will write 17 4s are 68. So 74 minus 68 gives us 6. So now it will become 62. So 17, how much is 62 or less than that is 17 3s are 51. So here we are going to remain with 11. So 119 it will become. So 17 7s are 119. Now 432 we got. Let us divide this one by the next prime number, that is 19. Here we'll write 19 2s are 38. 38 minus 43 gives us 5. That is 43 minus 38 is 5. It will become 57. So here 19 3s are 57. Again the next prime number is 23 only. So 23 will be divided by 23. Now we can write therefore 7429 is the product of 5 prime factors, that is 17 into 19 into 23. Number 2, find the LCM and HCF of the following pairs of integers and verify that LCM into HCF is equal to product of the two numbers. Roman number 1, 26 and 91. Here we need to find LCM and HCF of both of these two numbers, and we have to verify the product of these two numbers, that is 26 into 91 is equal to LCM product with the HCF or not. Okay, let us find the solution for the given problem. Here let us write, let A is equal to 26 and B is equal to 91. Now let us take first A, that is 26, and divide this number by prime factor 2. So 2 1s are 2 3s are. Next 13 is divisible by 13 itself. So here we can write 26 is equal to 2 into 13. Next we'll take up 91. So this can be divided by 7. 7 ones are 7. So 2 remains. It will become 21. 7 3s are 21. Again this one will get divided by 13. Now here we can write 91 is equal to 7 into 13. Now we can write therefore highest common factor HCF of 26, 91 is equal to, as per the definition of highest common factor, the product of the least powers of the common numbers is, or you can say common factors in the numbers is the HCF. Here you can see 13 and 13 is the common factor and which has got the least powers, that is 13 to the power 1. So therefore HCF is 13. Now we will write LCM. LCM of 26, 91 is equal to, here the definition of LCM is the product of the highest powers of all the prime factors present in the numbers. So here 2 is present, let us write 2 into, now 13 is present, write 13 into, and 7 is present, write 7. So this gives us LCM of 26, 91 is equal to, here 13 2s are 26. So 26 7s are 182. Here we'll write 182. Now we'll verify LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers or not. Here we'll write LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers is A into B. Now let us write LCM, that is 182 into HCF is 13 is equal to A is 26 and into B is 91. So 182 into 13 gives us 2366, which is equal to 26 into 91 also gives us 2366. Hence the proof. So here we can say LHS is equal to RHS. Now let us go for Roman number 2, 510 and 92. Here we'll write let A is equal to 510 and B is equal to 92. Now let us take 510 first and divide this one by the first prime factor, that is 2. So here 2 2s are 4, 1 is remain, it will become 11, 2 5s are 10, 1 remains, it will become 10, 2 5s are 10. Next we'll go for dividing this one by 3. Here 3 8s are 24, so carry 1, so it will become 15. So 3 5s are 15. Now it will get divided by 5. So 5 1s are 5, 3 remains, it will become 35. 5 7s are 35. Now we got 17. So 17 is the prime factor which will get divided by 17 only. So 17 1s are. Here we can write 510 is equal to the product of prime factors 2 into 3 into 5 into 17. Now let us move on to 92. Here 92 will be divided by 2. So 2 4s are 8, 1 is the remainder, so it will become 12. So 2 6 are 12. Again divide this one by 2. So 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are. Here 23 is the prime factor which will get divided by itself, that is 23 1s are. Now we'll write 92 is equal to the product of prime factors 2 into 2 into 23. So the same can be also be written as 2 into 2 is 2 to the power 2 into 23. So that is 92 is equal to 2 to the power 2 into 23. Now let us find HCF. So therefore HCF of 510, 92 is equal to, here the definition of HCF gives us the product of the lowest common prime factors in the number. So here the lowest common prime factors is here 2 to the power 2 and 2 to the power 1. So here HCF is 2. Now we'll go for LCM. So therefore LCM of 510 comma 92 is equal to, the definition of LCM says that the product of the highest powers of all the prime factors in the number. So here we have to consider 2 to the power 2 into 23, next into 3 into 5 into 17. So after simplification we'll get, therefore LCM of 510 comma 92 is equal to, so after simplification of 2 to the power 2 into 23 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 17, so this gives us 23,460. Now let us verify LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers or not. Here LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers is A into B. So here LCM is 23,460 into the HCF is 2. Now A is 510 into B is 92. So here when we multiply 23,460 into 2, we are going to get 46,920, which is equal to 510 is multiplied with the 92. Again we are going to get 46,920. So hence we have proved LHS is equal to RHS. It is verified. Now let us move on to Roman number 3, 336 and 54. Let A is equal to 336 and B is equal to 54. So let us consider first 336. So divide this number by the first prime factor 2. So here 2 ones are 1 remains, 2 6 are 12, 1 remains, 2 8s are 16. So again divide this number by 2, 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8. Again divide it by 2, 2 4s are 2 2s are 4. Next 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are. Now it will get divided by 7, 7 3s are, and take 3 1s are. Here 336 is the product of prime factor is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, that is 4 times 2 to the power 4 into 7 into 3. Now let us write 54 and divide this number by the first prime factor 2. 2 2s are 4, 1 remains, 2 7s are 14. So here this one will get divided by 3. So 3 9s are, next 3 3s are, next 3 1s are. Now 54 can be written as the product of prime factors 2 into 3 into 3 into 3, that is 3 is multiplied 3 times, that is 3 to the power 3. Now let us write therefore HCF of 336 and 54 is equal to, as per the definition of HCF, we can say that the product of the lowest power of the common prime factors in the number. So here the common factors are 3 and 3. So the lowest power is 3 to the power 1. Here HCF is 3. Therefore LCM of 336 and 54 is equal to, as per the definition of LCM, we can say the highest powers, the product of highest powers of all the prime factors in the number. Here you can say the highest power of 3 is 3 to the power 3. So we'll go sequentially, that is first 2 to the power 4 into 7 into, when we come to 3, so the highest power of 3 is 3 to the power 3. So we'll write 3 to the power 3 into 2 is present here. So therefore we will get LCM is equal to LCM of these two numbers. After simplification of all these, we are going to get 3024. Now let us write or verify LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers or not. Here we'll write LCM into HCF is equal to A into B. So here LCM is 3024 into HCF is, here it is 3. Here we forgot to mention one more term in the HCF, that is 2 is common term, but the lowest power of 2 is 2 to the power 1. Here we have to multiply this one with 2, that is 2 3 is 6. HCF is 6. So let us write HCF is 6 is equal to, now we'll write A, that is A is 336 into B is 54. Now let us simplify 3024 into 6. So this gives us 18,144 is equal to, when we multiply 336 into 54, so this also gives us 18,144. So therefore we can conclude that LHS is equal to RHS. Hence it is verified. Question number 3. Find the LCM and HCF of the following integers by applying the prime factorization method. Roman number 1, 12, 15 and 21. So let us find the solution for the given problem. Here let us consider first 12 and divide this one by the prime factorization, that is prime factor 2. So 2 6 are 12. Next again by 2s are 2 3s are. Next prime factor 3 3 1s are. So here 12 can be written as the product of prime factors 2 into 2. Twice we can write 2 to the power 2 into 3. Now let us take 15. So 15 can be divided by 5. 5 3s are 15 and 3 1s are. So here 15 can be written as the product of prime factors 5 into 3. Now let us take 21. So this is divided by the prime factor 7. 7 3s are and this is 3 1s are. So here 21 is equal to the product of prime factors 7 into 3. Now let us find first LCM of these three numbers. So as per the definition of LCM, the highest powers of all the prime factors in the number. So here we will write the highest power of 2 is 2 to the power 2 into next highest power of 3 is 3 to the power 1, that is 3 only, into next is 5, next is 7. So here after simplification we are going to get LCM is equal to, so this gives us 420. Now let us move on to the HCF. Here we will write HCF of these three number. So definition of HCF tells that the least power of the common factors present in the given numbers. Here you can see the product of all the lowest powers 3, 3 and 3 are the common factor. So HCF here it is 3 only. Now let us move on to Roman number 2. Let us consider 17, 23 and 29. So here all are prime numbers only. So these cannot be divided by any other prime numbers. So let us write LCM. As per the definition, it says that it's a product of all the highest powers of prime factors. Here 17 into 23 into 29. So this gives us 11,339. Now we'll write HCF. As per the definition of HCF, it says that it's a least power. Here there are no common prime factors. So here HCF will become 1. Now let us move on to Roman number 3. So here 8, 9 and 25 is given. Let us consider first 8. 8 divided by 2. So 2 4s are, again it is divided by 2. 2 2s are next 2 ones are. So here 8 can be written as 2 to the power 3 because we need to multiply 2 into 2 into 2. So we can write directly 2 to the power 3. So here next we'll take up 9. So let us divide 9 by the next prime factor 3. So 3 3s are 9. Next again it is get divided by 3 ones are. So here 3 into 3 gives us 3 square. Now we'll write 25. 25 divide this one by the next prime factor 5. So 5 5s are 25. Again it is 5 ones are 5. So 25 is 5 into 5 is 5 square. Now we can write LCM. LCM of these three number gives us that as per the definition we can say the highest power of all the prime factors in the given numbers. So here it is 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 2. So LCM definition says that product of all the highest powers of prime factors. 2 to the power 3 is 8 into 3 to the power 2 is 3 3s are 9 into 5 5s are 25. So here this gives us 1800. Now let us find HCF. So here there are no common terms present. You can see the common prime factor is not present because 2, 3, 5. So all are different. So therefore HCF here it is 1. Question number 4. Given that HCF of 306 and 657 is equal to 9, find LCM of 306 and 657. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Here HCF of these two number is given and we need to find the LCM. So let us take, let A is equal to, that is the first number is 306 and B is equal to 657 and HCF of these two number is also given, that is 9. We need to find what is LCM. LCM is equal to what? Here we know that LCM into HCF is equal to the product of two numbers, that is A into B. Let us write LCM as it is because we need to find the value of LCM. Into HCF is 9 is equal to A is 306 into B is 657. Here let us transform this 9 from LHS to RHS. We will get LCM is equal to 306 into 657 whole divided by 9. So here this one will get divided by 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are and 3 2s are 6. Again it will get divided by 3 1s are, 3 2s are 6, 3 1s are 2 remains, 3 9s are 27. So here LCM is equal to 102 into 219. So this gives us 22,338. So here LCM is equal to 22,338. Question number 5. Check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Here in the question they have given 6 to the power n that end with the digit 0, means here this given number must be either divisible by 10 or it may be divisible by 2 or it may be divisible by 5. If it is divisible by both 2 and 5, then it is the product of two prime factors 2 and 5 gives us 10. Let us write any number ends with 0, which is already given in the question, is divisible by 10 or it is divisible by 2 and 5. 2 and 5 because we can say that 10 is equal to the product of these two prime factors. Okay, let us write prime factorization of the given number. Prime factorization of the given number is 6 to the power n, which is written as 2 into 3. The product of first two prime factors, 2 into 3 is 6 to the power n. Here, as 5 is not in the factorization of 6 to the power n, because 5 is not present here, we can write 6 to the power n cannot be divisible by 5. Hence, we can prove that 6 to the power n cannot end with 0. Question number 6. Explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 and 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5 are composite numbers. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Let us take the first expression, that is 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13. Here in both of these two expressions you can find 13 as common. So here we'll write taking 13 common, we will write 13 and inside the bracket we remain with 7 into 11 into, in place of 13, 1 plus in place of 13, 1. So here let us simplify further. 13 into 7 11s are 77, 77 1s are 77, this plus 1 as it is. So here 13 into 77 plus 1 is 78. So here both of these two gives us the prime numbers. So 78 is further divided by the other prime factors such as 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 9s are 18. Again now 13 3s are, and this will get divided by 3, 3 1s are. Now further it is 13 into 78 can be written as 2 into 13 into 3. So here this given number can be divided by more than 2 numbers, like this given number is divided by 1 or itself. Here we can write, therefore the given number has 4 factors, therefore it is a composite number. Now let us move on to the next number, which is 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5. Here you can consider 5 and 5 as common digits. So let us taking 5 common, we can write 5 and inside of the bracket 7 into 6, in place of 5 we'll write 1 because it has taken out. Next into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, and this 5 has come out, it is plus 1. Now we can write here 5 into 7 6 are 42 into 4 3s are 12 into 2 plus 1. So this gives us 5 into 42 into 12 into 2 gives us 1008 plus 1, and here 5 into 1008 plus 1 is 1009. So here the given number has 2 factors. So here therefore it is a composite number. Question number 7. there is a circular path around a sports field. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round of the field, while Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Suppose they both start at the same point and at the same time and go in the same direction. After how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? So let us find the solution for the given problem. Here in the question they have given a circular ground. So let us consider this is the starting point. Both Sonia and Ravi starts. So here Sonia takes 18 minutes and whereas Ravi takes 12 minutes. Let us write Sonia takes 18 minutes and Ravi takes 12 minutes to complete one round. In question they have asked after how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point. After how many minutes again they are going to meet at this particular point. We need to find out the time that they take after rounding this particular circle, after how many minutes they are going to meet at this particular point. So in order to find that, we have to find the LCM of 18 and 12 will give the time after which they meet at the starting point. Now let us take first 18 and let us divide this 18 by the prime factor 2. 2 9s are 18 and this one further will divide it by 3. 3 3s are 9 and next 3 1s are. So here 18 can be written as the product of prime factor 2 into this 3 into 3 can be written as 3 square. Next we will move on to 12. So let us divide this 12 by 2. 2 6s are, next 2 3s are, and this 3 will be divided by 3. Now we can write the prime factors product of 12. So here 2 into 2 gives us 2 square into this 3. Now we'll find the LCM. We'll write LCM of 18 and 12. So as per the definition of LCM, the product of highest powers of each factors in the given number. Here you can see 2 is present, 2 is present, but the highest power of 2 is 2 square. Let us write 2 square. Here 3 is present, here also 3 is present. Here the highest power of 3 is 3 square. So let us multiply this one with 3 square. Now let us write the LCM of 18 and 12 as 2 2s are 4 into 3 square is 3 3s are 9. So this gives us 4 9s are 36. Now we can write therefore after 36 minutes they meet again at the starting point. Karnataka State SSLC exercise 8.3 or CBSE class 10 exercise 1.3. Question number 1. Prove that square root of 5 is irrational. Let us find the solution for the given problem. Here we need to assume that the square root of 5 is rational, and we can get the contradictory statement that square root of 5 is not a rational number, and hence we can prove that square root of 5 is irrational number. Here we'll write let us assume that square root of 5 is a rational number. Therefore, square root of 5 can be written as P by Q form. So that is square root of 5 is equal to p by q, where q is not equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then it will become infinite. So here we'll write and p, q are co-prime. Co-prime means the numbers whose HCF is 1. Now we'll write squaring on both the sides. We get, let us write square root of 5 square is equal to p by q whole square. So this gives us square root will get cancelled. It will become 5 is equal to p square by q square. Let us transform this q square from RHS to LHS. It will become 5 q square is equal to p square. And let us consider this one as equation number 1. So this implies that 5 divides p square and even p. Let p is equal to 5k, where k is an integer. Squaring on both the sides, we get, here we'll write p square is equal to 5k whole square. So this gives us p square is equal to 5 5s are 25k square. So let us consider this one as equation number 2. Now substituting equation 2 in equation 1, we get, here we can write 5 q square is equal to, here p square is 25 k square. Now let us transform this 5 from LHS to RHS. Here we can write q square is equal to 25 k square by 5. Here 5 ones are 5 5s are. So here we'll get q square is equal to 5 k square. Now we can write this implies 5 divides q square and q. Now we can write hence p and q have common factor, that is 5. Here we can write this is the contradiction to our assumption that p and q are co-primes. Therefore, our assumption that square root of 5 is a rational number is wrong. Now we can conclude that therefore square root of 5 is an irrational number. Question number 2. Prove that 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is irrational. Now let us find the solution for the given problem. Here let us assume that 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is a rational number. Here we are going to assume or consider that this given number is rational number, and we are going to get the contradictory statement that this is not a rational number, hence we can prove that this is irrational number. Now therefore we can write 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is equal to, rational number can be written as p by q form, p by q, where q is not equal to 0. If q is equal to 0, then this leads to infinity. Now we'll write and p, q are co-primes. Here the prime factors whose HCF is 1 is called as co-primes. Now let us write this 3 transform from LHS to RHS. We remain with on the right hand side, left hand side, that is 2 square root of 5 is equal to p by q minus 3. Now we'll go for taking LCM of this q and 1. So let us write p minus q into 3 is 3q divided by q. So now transform this 2 from LHS to RHS. Square root of 5 is equal to p minus 3q divided by 2q. Now here we can say that here p minus 3q divided by 2q is a rational number. Hence square root of 5 is also a rational number. But this contradicts the fact that 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is rational. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, we can conclude 3 plus 2 square root of 5 is an irrational number. Question number 3. Prove that the following are irrationals. Roman number 1, 1 divided by square root of 2. Let us find the solution for the given problem. Here we are going to assume this as the rational number, and we are going to come to the conclusion about the contradictory statements, and finally we are going to come to the conclusion that the given number is irrational number. Now let us assume that 1 by square root of 2 is a rational number. Therefore, we can write 1 divided by square root of 2 is equal to p by q. So here rational numbers are written in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and p, q are co-primes. Here, suppose if I convert this numerator into denominator and denominator into numerator, then it will become square root of 2 is equal to q by p. Instead of p by q, we can write q by p and is equal to square root of 2. Here q by p is a rational number. Therefore, square root of 2 is also a rational number. But this contradicts the fact that square root of 2 is irrational. This contradiction has arisen by assumption 1 by square root of 2 is a rational number. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, so we conclude that 1 by square root of 2 is irrational. Now come to Roman number 2, 7 square root of 5. So here also we'll assume, let us assume that 7 square root of 5 is a rational number. Here therefore we can write 7 square root of 5 is equal to P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0 and P, Q are co-primes. Now let us further simplify this one as, let us transform this 7 from LHS to RHS. Here we are going to get square root of 5 is equal to P by 7Q. Here P by 7Q is rational. Therefore, square root of 5 is also a rational number. But this contradicts the fact that square root of 5 is irrational. This contradiction has raised or arisen by assuming that 7 square root of 5 is rational. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. So we conclude that 7 square root of 5 is irrational. Now we'll move on to Roman number 3, 6 plus square root of 2. Here also we are going to assume that the given number is the rational number. Let us assume that 6 plus square root of 2 is a rational number. Therefore, 6 plus square root of 2 is equal to P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then it leads to infinity. And P comma Q are co-primes. Co-prime means if the factors HCF is 1, then such factors are called as co-primes. Now here we can transform this 6 from LHS to RHS. Here we are going to get square root of 2 is equal to P by Q plus 6. If it transform from LHS to RHS, it will become minus 6. Here we can write, here square root of 2 is equal to, let us take LCM of Q and 1. So here we can write P minus 6 into Q is 6Q whole divided by Q. Now we can write here P minus 6Q whole divided by Q is rational. Therefore, square root of 2 is also rational. But this contradicts the fact that square root of 2 is not square root of 2 is rational number, that is irrational number, irrational number. This contradiction has arisen by assuming that six plus square root of 2 is rational. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. So, we conclude that 6 plus square root of 2 is irrational. Karnataka State SSLC exercise 8.4 or CBSE class 10 exercise 1.4. Question number 1. Without actually performing the long division, state whether the following rational numbers will have a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. So Roman number 1, 13 divided by 3125. So let us take this one as numerator as P and denominator as Q. Here there is a condition. Here Q should have, that is the denominator should have the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, where n and m are any positive integers. If it is not in this form, then it is non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. If the denominator, that is Q, is in this form, then it is terminating decimal expansion. So let us expand this denominator 3125 and let us divide this by the prime factor 5 because it is ending in 5. So 5 6 are 30. So carry 1, it will become 12. 5 2s are 10. 2 will be the remainder. It will become 25. 5 5s are 25. Again divide this number by 5. 5 1s are 5. 1 remains. 5 2s are 10 and 5 5s are 25. Again divide this one by 5. 5 2s are 10. 5 5s are 25. Next again 5 5s are 25. Again divide this one by 5. 5 1s are 5. So 1 2 3 4 5. So that is 2 to the power 5. Here I can write 13 divided by 3125 is equal to, we can write 13 divided by 5 to the power 5. 5 to the power 5 means 5 times the 5 has appeared. So here it should be in the form of 5 to the power m and 2 to the power n. So let us multiply here by 2 to the power 5 divided by 2 to the power 5. Now let us simplify this one. 13 into 2 to the power 5 gives us 32 divided by 5 into 2 to the whole power 5. So this one further simplifies as 13 into 32 gives us 416 divided by 5 2s are 10. 10 to the power 5. So that is 10 to the power 5. So this gives us 416 divided by 10 to the power 5 is nothing but in front of 1 you can write 5 zeros. 1 2 3 4 5. So after dividing this one we are going to get 0.00416. We can come to the conclusion that this is terminating decimal. Now let us move on to Roman number 2, 17 by 8. Here also the same condition applies. If the denominator is in the form of 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, then only we can say this given decimal expansion as terminating. Otherwise it is non-terminating and repeating decimal expansion. Now let us take the denominator, that is 8. Here 8 can be represented as 2 to the power 3. Now we can write 17 by 8 is 17 divided by 2 to the power 3. Here 5 is missing. We are going to multiply this one by 5 to the power 3 divided by 5 to the power 3. So both will get cancelled. It will be 1 only. So in order to match this expression, we are writing 5 to the power 3 divided by 5 to the power 3. Now we are going to go for simplification. So 17 into 5 to the power 3 is 3 times we need to multiply 5. 5 5 is 25. 25 5 is 125. Whole divided by, here we can write 2 into 5 whole to the power 3 because the powers are equal. Let us simplify further. 17 into 125 gives us 2125 whole divided by 2 5s are 10. So 10 to the power 3. So here 10 to the power 3 means in front of 1 we can write 3 zeros. Now let us shift the decimal point which is right now here. So you can shift 3 decimal places, 1, 2 and 3. It will become 2.125 is terminating. Here meaning of terminating is the last digit of this fractional part is 5. So at this particular juncture it is going to terminate. Now let us move on to Roman number 3. Here we are going to divide this 455 by 5 first because it is ending in 5. So let us divide this one by 5. 5 9s are 45, 5 1s are 5. Now we'll go for dividing this one by 7. So 7 1s are 7, 2 remains, it will become 21. 7 3s are 21. Now it will be divided by 13. 13 1s are 13. Here since denominator is not in the form, so denominator, that is q, is not in the form of 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. Why? Because here you can see 455 is equal to 5 into 7 into 13, but it is not in this form. Hence it is non-terminating. Therefore it is non-terminating and repeating. Yes. Next let us move on to Roman number 4. Here let us divide 1600 by the least prime factor 2. So 2 8s are 16, that is 2 800s are 1600. Next 2 4s are 800. Next 2 2s are, next again 2s are, 2 1s are, next again 1s are, 2 5s are 10. Next 2 25s are, next here it will be divided by 5 5s are, and next 5 1s are. Here you can clearly see that we can write this one as 15 divided by 1600 can be written as 1 2 3 4 5 6, that is 2 to the power 6 into 5 to the power 2. Here it is in the form, here we can say the denominator q is in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. Hence it is terminating. Now let us move on to Roman number 5. Here we will write 343 and divide this number by 7. So 7 4s are 28. So 6 remains. 6 9s, 7 9s are 63. Again 7s are, 7 7s are 49 and 7 1s are. So here we are going to get 29 divided by 343 can be written as 29 divided by 7 1 2 3, that is 7 to the power 3. Since the denominator q is not in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. Therefore, it is non-terminating repeating. Now let us move on to Roman number 6. So here we are going to see that directly they have given it is in the form of 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 2. Since denominator q is equal to 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. So therefore it is terminating. Now let us move on to Roman number 7. So here they have given 129 divided by 2 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 7 into 7 to the power 5. Since denominator is not in the form, that is q is not in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, so therefore it is non-terminating repeating. Now let us move on to the 8th one, that is 6 divided by 15. So same can be written as here 15 can be written as 3 into 5, 2 prime factors, and 6 can be written as 2 into 3. Here we can go for cancellation, so 3 will get cancelled. We remain with 2 divided by 5. Since denominator q is not in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, so therefore it is non-terminating. Now let us move on to Roman number 9, 35 by 50. So here denominator 50, let us divide this with the factor 2. 2 2s are 4, 1 2 5s are 10, again 5s are 5, 5s are 25, 5 1s are 5. So here we can write 35 divided by 50 can be written as 2 into 5 2 times, that is 5 to the power 2. Here q, that is denominator, is equal to, which is in the form 2 to the power n is to 5 to the power m. So therefore it is terminating. Now let us move on to Roman number 10, 77 divided by 210. So here let us divide 210 by 2. So 2 1s are 2 20s are 2 10s are 20, next 2 5s are 10, again next this one is to be divided by 3. So 3 3s are 9, 1 remains, 3 5s are 15. Next we'll go for dividing this one by 5. 5 7s are 35, and again 7s are 7, 1s are 7. Now if I write this one as 77 divided by 210 is the product of prime factors 2 into 3 into 5 into 7, but here the denominator q is not in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. So therefore it is non-terminating repeating. Question number 2. Write down the decimal expansions of those rational numbers in question 1 above which have terminating decimal expansions. So in this particular question we have studied in the last video some of the expansions, that is decimal expansions, which were terminating. I have taken the first, second, fourth, sixth, 8th and 9th. So all these 6 were terminating. So let us convert this one into decimal fraction. So divide 13 by 3125. So let us write 3125 and divide 13 by this number. Here we'll take 0 point. As soon as we take 0.10 will be added. So here 130 is less than 3125. So let us take one more 0 and add one more 0 here. Even though it is less than 3125, take one more 0. Now it will become 13,000. So 13,000 is greater than 3125. Now 3125 fours will write. Here it is 12,500, and let us subtract. Here we are going to get 0 0 and take carry. 10 minus 5 is 5, so 3 minus 3 is 0, 1 minus 1 is 0. So 500 is less than 3125. So let us take one more 0. So now it will become 5,000. So here 3125 ones are 3125. Now let us subtract. So 10 minus 5 is 5. So let us take carry. 10 minus 3 is 7. Now let us take carry. 10 minus 2 is 8. Now 5 minus 4 gives us 1. So here it is 1875. So which is less than 3125. So let us take one more 0 here. Now 3125 6 we are going to get 18,750. So here the remainder will become 0. So this is the decimal fraction that we need to write. So here 13 divided by 3125 is equal to 0.00416. Now let us move on to Roman number 2, that is 17 by 8. Let us divide 17 by 8. So here we will write 8 2s are 16. So here we'll get 1. So that is 1, and let us take point. So here we are going to get 10. So now it is 8 1s are 8. So we'll remain with 2 here. Again take one more 0. It will become 20. So 8 2s are 16. So we remain with 4. Now take one more 0. It will become 40. 8 how much are 40? Here 8 5s are 40. Remainder is 0. Now we can write 17 divided by 8 is equal to 2.125. Now let us move on to Roman number 4. 15 divided by 1600. So let us divide 15 by 1600. So here we can write, let us take 0 point. So 1 0 will come, which is less than 1600. Take one more 0. Now it will become 1500, even though it is less. So let us take one more 0. So it will become 15,000. So I don't have space here. I'm going to write down here the quotient. So 1600 nines, we are going to get 14,400. Here let us subtract 0 minus 0 0, 0 minus 0 0. So let us take 10 minus 4 is 6, and 5 minus 5 is 0, 1 minus 1 is 0. Here we got 600, which is less than 1600. Let us take one more 0. It will become 6,000. Now 1600, how much are 6,000 or less than that? Here 1600 3s are, we can write 4,800. Let us subtract this 0 0. Next it will become 2, and 6 minus 5 is 1. Now it is 1200. Here 1200 is less than 1600. So let us take one more 0. Now it will become 12,000. Here 1600 sevens are 11,200. Let us subtract. Here we are going to put 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0. Let us take carry. It will become 10 minus 2 is 8. 800. So 2 minus 2 is 0, 1 minus 1 is 0. Now it is 800. So let us take one more 0. So 16 5s are, we'll write here 16 5s are 8,000. So here 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 8 minus 8 is 0. Here the remainder is 0. Now we'll get 15 divided by 1600 is equal to 0.009375. Now let us move on to Roman number 6, that is 23 divided by 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 2. Here this one can be written as 23 divided by 2 to the power 3 is 8 into 5 5s are 25, that is 5 to the power 2 is 25. Let us simplify this one. So 23 divided by 25 8s are 200. Now let us divide 23 by 200. Here we will write 200 and divide this 23. Here let us take 0 point in order to take 0, because 23 is less than 200, hence it cannot be divided by 200. So that's the reason we have to take 0 point, then here 1 0 will be added. Now 230 is greater than 200. Now we can easily divide this 230 by 200. So 200 how much the 200 or 200 how much the 230 or less than that. So here 200 ones are 200. So here 0, 3 minus 0 is 3, 2 minus 2 is 0. We got 30. So let us, 30 is less than 200. Let us take one more 0. 300 is greater than 200. So it is easy for us to divide 300 by 200. So now let us divide once again 300 by 200 ones. So here it will become again 200. Now we remain with 100, because 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 3 minus 2 is 1. Now let us take one more 0. Now it will become 1000, because 100 is less than 200. So let us take one more 0. Now it will become 1000. So 1000 is greater than 200. It is easy for us to divide. So 200 how much are 1000 or less than that. Here 200 5s are 1000. So here 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 1 minus 1 is also 0. Remainder is 0. So we got here 0.115. So 23 divided by 200 is equal to 0.115. Now let us move on to Roman number 8. Now we need to divide this 6 by 15. Here we'll take 0 point. If I take 0 point, it will become 60, because 6 is less than 50. We have to write one more 0. So 60 is greater than 15. So 15 how much are 60? So here 15 4s are 60. So here 0 minus 0 is 0, 6 minus 6 is 0. So here remainder is 0. Now we are going to terminate at 0.4. So here 6 divided by 15 is equal to 0.4. Now let us move on to the ninth one, 35 divided by 50. Divide this 35 by 50. So let us take here 0 point, because 35 is less than 50. We will take 0 point in order to add 0 here. So 350 is greater than 50. Now it is easily divided by 50. So 50 how much are 350? So here 50 sevens are 350. Here 0 minus 0 is 0, 5 minus 5 is 0, 3 minus 3 is 0. Here remainder is 0. We got 0.7. Here we can write 35 by 50 is equal to 0.7. Question number 3. The following real numbers have decimal expansions as given below. In each case, decide whether they are rational or not. If they are rational and of the form P by Q, what can you say about the prime factors of Q? Let us take the first one, 43.123456789, and here you can easily identify that this number, decimal expansion number, is terminating because it stops at 9. It has already stopped at 9. So therefore we can write the given number has a terminating decimal expansion. Hence it is a rational number and of the form P by Q, and Q is in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. Now let us move on to Roman number 2. 0.120, Here you can easily identify the patterns. 120, that is 1200, 12,000, 1,20,000, and so on. Here it is non-terminating and non-repeating. The same number is not getting repeated. So here the given number has the decimal expansion which is neither repeating nor terminating. Hence, it is an irrational number. Now let us move on to Roman number 3. 43.12345678 on the top bar indicates that, so this is going to get repeatedly, it is going to get execute and it is not going to terminate at all. So here we can write, since the decimal expansion is non-terminating, and it is repeating, the number is a rational number. The prime factorization of Q will not be of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m.